Good day, car language. I'm your host, Easy, and before me, we have a 2020 C8 Corvette. Let's take a minute to admire all the lines on this car. This car is beautiful, very, very beautiful. I think that a lot of people don't appreciate how amazing this body is. Look at the lines. It's just lines everywhere, and I'm sure that serves its purpose. Lines everywhere. Look at the front. It's just it looks like a spaceship. Be honest, my car language folks. Look at this bulge here. The badging flows with the lines as well. Look at those cuts here. This car is very, very muscular. This thing screams sports car. On the side fenders, you got this, it looks to be carbon fiber, but it's not. It's a plastic piece, but it just adds even more character to the car. Then you have the vents on the side to help as well. More lines on the rear end back here. We have the Stingray logo again flowing with the trunk. It's amazing. Even the top has lines. I love the lines of this car. There's your backup camera. The back execution. A nice exhaust here rather than on the tips would have been amazing. It just would have added way more oomph to the C8. I just really can't get over how great this car looks. Look at those pointy, rigid lines on the side. This thing really looks like a spaceship. I love the styling. This is execution at its finest. I can only imagine what the future holds for the C9. I love the greeting. Unlock, lights on, mirrors out. Push the lock button, lights off, mirrors in. The rear does the same as well. I have to admit, I love the intake vents in the rear. They are definitely functional. Let's zoom in. Execution. Definitely executed well. Take a look in there. Air intakes on the side. This car is incredible. We got air intakes down here at the front bumper. Pardon the bugs. You could wash this car right now and you'll get bugs on the front right away out here in Miami. To access the front trunk, there's a button down here. Let's demonstrate that again. The button is down here. See it right there. You push that. You guys cannot tell me that's not a Lamborghini bonnet. It's definitely a Lamborghini bonnet. Great job, Corvette. Pardon the windshield washer. It's big. As you can see, you can fit, I would say about 7 gallons of windshield washer up here up front. You have this net to guard anything, just in case you don't want anything moving around in here. And you also got some pockets here as well. That's pretty cool. Didn't notice that after a couple of days of driving around in this car. And I definitely used the trunk Here's your emergency exit, and then you have a lighter as we take the rear trunk. We have a button right down here. There's your camera. Push button. That Stingray logo is beautiful. Where you have this net, getting a net back here. Very spacious, I would say. It looks to be about, I don't know, maybe 10 gallons of windshield washer fluid. We'll use that as our measurement. Let's admire this engine for a bit. Wow, that's a beautiful 6.2. Got some carbon fiber on the side. It's definitely enough carbon fiber in here. Here's your grab handle to close the trunk. Oh yeah, it's soft touch. You have two cameras in the back. The one above works as a rear view mirror. Mirror, push the button, camera. Awesome feature, messes with your eyes a little bit, but you get used to it. You can also zoom in and out with these buttons up here. If you notice in the rear wheel, you have two brake calipers for maximum stopping power. One red, one black. Nice attention to detail by Chevy. Up front, we have a 15-inch caliper. This is the 3LT package. It has a Bose system, carbon fiber in multiple places, and the seats are specifically designed for the owner. Now let's demonstrate how to remove the roof. We have 3 steps. 1, 2, and 3. 3 levers. It's simple and it's very light. To secure your top lid, you have 2 rails at the bottom. One here, one there, and then you have 2 hooks so the top can latch. Slight push so you hear that click, and as you can see, closes just fine. To take it out, just make sure, little pressure, you won't damage it. To put on the roof, very simple, just kind of sit it where the lines are, and then it just sit. Gotta love that exhaust note. As we climb inside, you have a push button right under here. Easy access. Again, for now, we're just gonna admire the lines. Let's climb in and show you guys exactly what I mean. Pardon the sand. It's hard not to get sand in the car when you're out here in Miami Beach. I love that greet of the Corvette. Nice little movie before you get in here. I gotta say, I love the steering wheel. Love the steering wheel. It's square, circle, but you definitely get used to it. Climate vents, very simple to adjust. Very small, but for a 2-door car, you don't need excessive, huge vents. CarPlay, very smooth. It operates smooth, very smooth. Phone connected here. You have your home button, the volume button. The volume button is in a bit uncomfortable spot, but you could work with it. You also have the option here. Sometimes I caught myself kind of resting my hand on the volume button. We have a front camera to clear curbs, different modes here. I thought that's pretty cool. You have a 3 views, you know, multiple options. That's Really cool. Again, this was something that I noticed last night. Look at the lines, just lines everywhere. I love the way this piece here floats. It just all comes together, starts back here, and it ends up there floating on the top of the dash. And then this part here, long way before you get to the front windshield. I love the fact that when you activate Z mode, it lights up. Pretty cool touch. I have to say I was a bit intimidated by these buttons being stacked in a straight line, but it definitely works. Very driver focused. You have your heated seats, climate control, fan speed, and defrost for both rear and front windshield. Look like Corvette logos in chrome and black. Nice execution there. You got park, you pull up for reverse. As you can see, they light up. You got neutral, drive, pull up, manual. This is your mode dial. You have 4 modes: My mode, Tour, Sport, and of course, Track. These are your seat controls, basic seat controls, but again, who wants to make life more difficult? As we take a look at the paddle shifters, they definitely feel really high end. You could definitely beat them up, mistreat them, and they feel like they would not break. It feels like the steering wheel would probably break before the paddle shifters would. As far as storage goes, you have the side pockets on the doors. Here's your glove box, push button, of course. It's a glove box, fairly roomy. You have a armrest storage here with some USB jacks and an SD card, and you can fit about 2 phones. Good enough. You have your wireless charging here. Here's your other storage on the driver's side. And that's pretty much it. Notice that if you lock the car from inside, you'll get a light here that it's locked, and you cannot exit the vehicle. No matter how much you press, this button here is to exit out the vehicle. No matter how much you press, as long as that light is on, that the car is locked, you will not get out. So you have to press it, make sure it's off, unlock, and then you can exit by push button. Start here. Let me demonstrate. So here, I'm gonna lock it, and as you can see, I'm pressing it, nothing happens. Now, I'm gonna unlock it. It's not a gimmick, folks. We have your rear trunk button, front trunk button. Test driving the 2020 CA Corvette. Wear your seatbelt, folks. Safety first, in blue. It's a bit hot. We're on Z mode. We're gonna floor it here. If they said 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, let's just say that's accurate. With that, I tell you everything. This car is very, very fast. It feels really comfortable, by the way. I've been driving it for a couple of days, and it's definitely a livable situation. I do not feel tired at all, and I drove it fairly well. Definitely put a nice amount of mileage in it. Shouldn't be saying that. It's not much, it's but so much miles you can put. Visibility, it's bad, but the rear view camera helps 100%. And I love the fact that you can see some wing when you take a look at that rear view camera. Nice detailed Chevy. The safety features, they surprise you. if sometimes you might press the unlock front trunk button when really you wanted to access the rear and you might forget to close it, the car won't let you go over 26 miles an hour. Pretty cool. Something I noticed after driving this car. The seatbelt sound. It's not even annoying. It just sounds like something you don't have to respect. Quality and material, well executed, beautiful stitching. The tone in here, it's like a dark blue with blue and black mix. Everything just flows. As we're stopped here at the light, you hear some engine noise. It rumbles a little bit. You know, of course it's a V8. You're definitely gonna get a rumble. But it just feels really good. And again, I love the panel here with the switches. Very user-friendly, driver-focused. While driving this car for a couple of days, I didn't spend much on fuel. I believe it's like 17 gallons. So at about $269 premium, you're looking at about 40 to 45 bucks. And if you drive it normally, it'll definitely stretch. You know, of course, when you put it in track mode, etc., you tend to burn a little more. But even on track mode, it doesn't burn the way you would think. Let's floor it again. Yeah, definitely hear that engine. It just screams. Wow. This is a roller coaster. Love the steering wheel. The turning radius is great as well. A little bit of body roll, but it's not bad at all. Wherever you put that steering wheel, that is where it's going. I have to say one flaw, the brakes squeak. Definitely get the brakes squeaky. I really don't like that about a lot of modern cars nowadays. It's almost like they experiment, and then the experiment one that comes out, the brake squeak. I love the seats. They keep you snug, but not a tight fit snug. Very comfortable. You can still move around. The steering is very precise. It doesn't feel stiff enough to where you feel like you're working out. This thing is incredible. This thing is magnificent. For a sports car, it doesn't feel excessive when you step on the gas. It feels normal. It feels like you're driving a normal car. As I mentioned earlier, I see a lot of other brands in this car. The car looks like a Ferrari from the side. You have the Aventador trunk lid, and the headlights, they resemble a McLaren, but it's a Corvette. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. The quality of this ride, it's immaculate. Magnificent. It feels authentic. Around the curves, it has that muscle character. You could take them, but don't get too confident, because it feels like the car will leave from under you. This car responds instantly. Instantly. You definitely know it's a dual clutch by the way it shifts. You don't feel them at all. At all. Here's our conclusion. This is by far the best bargain you can get for a two-door vehicle. I mean, for $100,000, even if they did mark up the price, you're still in supercar territory. 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, 475 pound-feet of torque, 495 horsepower. It's amazing. It's definitely a beautiful car, exterior, interior, performance on point. I'm definitely in the market for a two-door vehicle, and I would not exclude this one. And it also a great investment because a Corvette never really loses its value as most hypercars do.